Hey guys, it's Julian here, and I'm getting really tired of asking this, but what are you doing this time? I'm right now god hunting, so that I can slay a god and gain his power, so that I can become a Campione! Let me guess, it's based on another anime that you've seen called Campione. So before you go and hurt yourself, why don't we take a look at it today so we can better understand it before you really go and hurt yourself. So right off the bat, again, this anime felt like a light anime to me because it had a huge interesting premise, but the anime just kind of stops midway through its momentum and again, doesn't get picked up. This was a 2012 anime and we didn't get a second season for it. So it kind of leaves us hanging basically from the story, again, forcing us to go to the source material. But again, let's focus on what we actually do have here, which is a hugely interesting premise. The anime is about people that slay gods. Gods actually exist in this world and manifest in physical form. And if a person such as a regular human being happens to slay a god, they become what is known as a Campione. Now then inheriting that god's power and domain and able to then slay other gods or fight with other Campione. The whole world is filled with mythology coming to life. Tell me that doesn't have a really cool premise to it. The anime obviously is not without its flaws. Because it is a light anime, there is a lot of unsolved mysteries throughout the series. But I don't really want to focus on that, like how Kusanagi and Donnie became friends. Like, that's a huge, oh, we didn't quite see how they met. It's just kind of assumed throughout the series, and that they're not really on great terms. At least Kusanagi doesn't quite like him, but Donnie's like, oh, we're great friends sort of deal. But that's not, again, another main focus of the series, because around the 2012s was the huge surge of harem-based animes. And this anime definitely fills its quota, having tons of heroines throughout the series. And what I definitely liked about it was that each arc really got to focus on why that heroine fell in love with Kusanagi. Now obviously within every harem, I believe that there is one outstanding romance above the rest, which will be covered in Romance Corner, but for the purpose of this, I kind of want to talk on a general idea that with each of the heroines, they kind of do a interesting thing because each of them come from a different part of the world, so it's more of an international basis. Now, with each arc, it does feel like they cover a lot of ground within it, because again, this is only like an under 12 episode season, because it all fits within one kind of anime season, basically like winter, fall, summer sort of deal. So it didn't span multiple, we didn't have more than one season and whatnot. So they did quite a good job packing a lot of content into this and definitely hyping up the original source material. Kusanagi's journey, going from the different countries and seeing the different cultures be animated, I thought was really cool. I mean, most animes take place in Japan, so to see this one kind of travel around the world a bit was a breath of fresh air. Now it's time, obviously, for my favorite segment. I can't tell you guys how many times this is honestly my favorite segment, but it's time for Romance Corner. And kicking it off, like I said, with every harem-based anime, there is one couple to me that sticks out above the rest, and that's Kusanagi and Erika. While Erika is the first heroine he meets throughout the series, she is the most prevalent, and she definitely sticks by Kusanagi's side, constantly iterating that he is the only one for her and that she is his blade. I mean, come on. They do have some pretty good coupley moments, even though she seems kind of clingy at times, but I mean, she is a part of a different faction than the rest, so she's got to have her claim to a Campione. I mean, everybody wants their hands on it, which is really kind of cute to see the shrine maiden try to throw her hat into the ring and all the other ones. And seeing an actual god fall in love with him as well was kind of cool in the mix. But to me, again, Erika does seem the most down to earth, as she's very full of herself at times. But she and Kusanagi, I do think, make a pretty good match. And her boldness definitely helps put their relationship progress kind of going forward. But unfortunately, because there's no second season, we don't get to see more of them. But I think the series did a pretty dang good job of showcasing that they have some romantic feelings for one another. Well, I guess I'm still doing this segment. So here are the 3 reasons why you should be watching this anime. Number 1, the mythology. This anime talks a lot about the different gods from different mythologies throughout history. Norse, Hinduism, Roman, Greek. It's phenomenal. So if you are a huge history buff, this anime is right up your alley. Number 2, the action. I mean, come on. We talked about it. It's about slaying gods. And I mean, Campione fighting each other, because I mean, who doesn't want to see who has more god powers than each other, right? I mean, there are some pretty sick action sequences throughout the series. So that's why it's on this list. And lastly, number 3, the story. Putting all those 2 other points together, the story I think was a great indicator. I mean, it really encapsulated a lot. It definitely drew me in, and I mean, that's why I kind of wish that it also had a second season just like he does, because I felt there was so much more story that could be told. It was such an interesting premise. I would have liked to have seen how Kusanagi would have grown and again gained more god powers, as well, you know, maybe see him grow his harem a bit more. But the anime is clearly not going to probably return. I mean, it's been so long. It's out of print most likely by now, so oh well. If I really want to, I'll have to go to the source material. But either way, I'm appreciative of the anime that we got today. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going back to god hunting. Well guys, while he is still looking for gods to slay, I think this is a pretty good time that I end this episode. So take care guys, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care, and I'll see you then.
It's a god! I shall slay you! I have now gained god powers. I can feel them flowing